All right.
Okay, raise your hand if you want to go to prison with me. Okay, maybe a bit premature. Give me another 5 minutes, I'll ask you again. Hi, my name is Leonofsky, and I'm an executive director of Restartup Academy, a Washington chapter of the 5 Ventures. And last year, I found myself inside Monroe Correctional Facility, a state prison 20 miles north of Seattle. But not as an inmate, contrary to some of your looks. I was there as a teacher. I showed up inside this prison to teach a group of men whom I've known for several years through volunteering some basic business development skills. People like Mike Darrett. Now, Mike has what I call hustle. This is the guy who fell in love with having coffee, drinking coffee, and not just the prison coffee. He created these carbonated drinks out of coffee with crazy flavors like peanut butter and jelly, and then sold it to his inmate friends for 50 cents a cup. 50 cents is more than an hour's wage inside the prison. He knew how to hustle harder. But then I realized that my room full of 32 men had more hustlers and more Mikes that I actually see in my regular day job helping entrepreneurs succeed. And that's when I had it. There is an untapped business potential behind the prison walls and beyond. And what would happen if we turned prisons into incubators for entrepreneurship? Now, many of you already know the grim statistics of recidivism and the cost of the prison system. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. The underlying problem is when people get out, and they do get out, less than 15% of them get a job within a year, the legal ones. And those who do get jobs get paid on average 40% less than their counterparts. And this hits the people of racial distinctions 5 times more than normal. And the problem doesn't go away because the issue is the recidivism in the process. The problem is not the recidivism. The problem is re-entry. And I know this because last year there came out a multi-year long longitudinal study that showed that it wasn't the recidivism that matters. What matters are these 5 keys of re-entry for well-being. And this is where Restartup Academy comes in. For less than $500 per person, we are able to transform the lives of these men and turn them into CEOs of their new life. Now, we are a rocket ready to send. The first reason why is because we have partnered with another organization, the 5 Ventures, out of New York. They've been doing this for the last 7 years, just not in Washington State. And they have the numbers. They have worked with thousands of inmates in 25 prisons in 5 states, and they are going to be our fiscal sponsors, so I don't have to worry about the back end. They also have the most amazing curriculum that I, as an entrepreneurial coach and instructor, have ever seen. It's called CEO of Your New Life. It is 6-month, 300-hour facilitator-based curriculum that doesn't just affect entrepreneurship. It touches on all 5 of those areas I just showed you. And you don't actually have to go to prison to have it. Just wait. But we don't stop there. We then bring in mentors and other professionals into the prison through the transformative events that turn prisons into incubators for entrepreneurship and create events such as business coaching days and Shark Tank style business competitions, culminating in a graduation with caps and gowns. Imagine. Now, we also partner with local organizations that include Department of Corrections, that include Black Caucus, Prisons Caucus, and work with existing organizations inside the prison in order to work together to create a platform for people to succeed. And most importantly, we are working with education and with the corporations in order to sponsor us, because what we have is entrepreneurs and employees that you would never hire otherwise. Now, we have an innovative strategy, not just to work inside the prison, but also to create pathways to re-entry on the outside and to build business incubators for those entrepreneurs who are ready to scale. Now, Pastor Harvey, we might start one in Rainier Valley, first thing. Now, we are ready to launch. We already started our second cohort in Monroe Correctional Facility with over 50 EITs, entrepreneurs in training. We've raised $32,000 out of $182,000 that we need in order to launch fully inside for the next 6 months. And we are on our way to actually build a program that will go into 12 prisons, all 12 prisons inside Washington State, and change the way our prison system works in this state. Now, I have an awesome team that will be placed right there, and I have a fantastic national team that actually helps me behind the scenes. But most importantly, we gotta get people who already are affected by it to guide us. And so we have an EIT alumni board who are going to help us build this program inside out. And we have board of directors who are community leaders that will help us address the racial inequity that is so prevalent inside our prisons and outside in our neighborhoods. Now, the secret sauce of this program is you, the volunteers who want to transform other people's lives. And I gotta tell you, being one, just showing up transformed my life and really helped me realize to get out of the prison of my own mind. And this is what you can do for us. First, you can vote for us. Second, you can volunteer with us. And third, you can actually share the value that we bring into the community with others. Now, Mike got out last October. And since then, he pursued his crazy idea of bold bean coffee, and he is now an entrepreneur and a very effective and awesome employee. Now, raise your hand if you want to go to prison with me. Yeah, I thought so. Here are the dates right there, and I have to tell you that this is the way that I have become a CEO of my new life. And I see that you too can unlock your untapped human potential. Thank you.